Hello friends, Dale here. Just wanted to chit chat a little bit about our poop pyramid in our RV, Black Tank. The toilet situation has been on and off. It didn't seem like, at first it seemed like it was working, and then we started experiencing where not much came out when I would empty the black tank, and I don't know, and then it seemed like it was filling up way too fast, and as in most of these RVs, the levels did not register correctly. We knew that from the get-go, so I think it was 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, we went to empty the black tank, and nothing came out, and we knew it was full. And so I worked and worked and worked, and I ended up taking a snake and auger up through the piping into the black tank, and went in and out of there numerous times and augered that out. And then we got stuff out, but it still did not seem right. And so then within a few days, we realized the piping seemed to be somewhat full, and so then we plunged it, and we augered it, and it went down. And we have a composting 5-gallon bucket, so it's like we can still do that, even if, yeah, we can do that. But I use a 5-gallon compost, but I use the bucket anyhow, and Kendra prefers the toilet. So then at some point in the last week, she quit using it just because it didn't seem right. So then yesterday we finally had a chance, and you'll see some of that footage to look into it further. And so we had we had ordered online extension for our power washer, and also this wand thing that would articulate, and so it could point various directions. So my plan was I'd just stick that down the toilet and we would do it. Well, I knew that the piping going down into the black tank wasn't perfectly straight. I thought it was just a little bit of an angle and down. And so I went to try to put the thing down, and it wouldn't go, and then I realized it was offset by several inches, and so there was no way that was going to go through. So I went into the underneath side in the basement, what I call the basement of our RV, and looked at the piping and decided, well, it's time to cut that black pipe. So I measured it. We went into town to get some Fernco's that are like a rubber with a rubber coupling, let's call it, with a band on it you can tighten, and for each side of the piping. Well, the local, I think that's an Ace Hardware here in town, only had one Fernco, and I was going to need two. And I like Fernco's. I've used them a lot over the years, and we have a really good rapport, those Fernco's and I. But anyhow, so ended up, they only had one, but they had two of a different style of connector that you could use after you've cut pipe, PVC pipe. And these others is only good for sewer pipe and non-pressurized piping situation. So I got those two and cut the pipe, and as you can see in the video, the pipe was full right up to about that point. It was just above the floor, just a little bit above the floor that I cut it, and it was full right up to there, maybe even a little bit into the piece of pipe I took out. And so I was kind of shocked. I had heard of poop pyramid that can happen in these black tanks, where the solids come down and they hit the floor and they just keep piling up and up and up. And apparently what this did is this kept coming. It was only about from the bottom of the pipe going into the black tank and the bottom of the black tank, there was only maybe at the most 8 inches. And it looked like from there it sloped down towards the exit point of the black tank, and where the valve would be. And so I ended up getting like a little gardening trowel or shovel that you use for digging holes for planting your flowers or whatever. And I worked at digging out that junk that was in the pipe. And once I got that dug out, then I took my power washer with the wand, the articulating wand, and aimed it for that. And I covered right there where it was cut is my vacuum, my central vac unit. It's where the converter is for the 110, 220 to 24 volts. It's where the outdoor stereo, all of its electronics are open. So I ended up covering all that stuff with trash bags, so that if I do fling this wonderful stuff, this black stuff all over, at least I'm hopefully keeping it out of the electronics. And so I stick the thing in there, and I real slowly, I keep just hitting it with a little bit of pressure, and I just keep working it down, 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 and nothing is splashing out, and I keep going, and I keep working it, and eventually I hit the bottom. And so then I'd bring it back up a little ways, and then I could tilt the wand, and I would just work it, just keep going round and round circles in that pipe, that little bit of area, so I could spray every which direction, hopefully to clean as much out as I could. And I felt quite successful, although we were still getting black water out. But we don't have a good water source, as far as we have a water source in our totes that we collect water off of one of the building's roofs, but we don't have a well with pressure water. So I was a little leery. It was getting late. I was totally shot way beyond. And I don't know how much of the footage I'll let you see, but Kendra kept shooting when I was totally done and really ticked off at this project. But anyhow, so be it. We have not tried the toilet yet. We will in the near future. Kendra leaves for tomorrow for a full week, and I'm going to be gone some of the weekend. I'm a professional photographer, and I still do a little bit of that work even though I'm retired, and so I have a shoot this weekend that I will do, a marching band event. So probably early next week when Kendra's not here, we'll start doing some experimenting with that to see if that's working. I do know that the poop pyramid is gone. Well, I eliminated it. I took a flashlight eventually and looked down in there, and there's nothing there anymore. I mean, it's all cleaned out. But what I don't know is where the valve is at the back side of it. I do not know whether there's residue there that needs to be worked at to get rid of. That I don't know. But anyhow, that's the poop pyramid story, and I'm sticking with it, I think. Thanks for joining. Blessings. Bye. Okay, go ahead.
Kind of having fun.
Nothing's coming.
It's still flowing when I stop.
Oh, there we go.
And it comes and goes on how dirty it is. Sometimes it's more clear, and then it gets dark brown. I bet you after we dump this, we'll get more.
Okay, guys, we are having so much fun with our poop pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an exciting time. You know, you get these RVs and you're a rookie and you don't know, and so you start learning really quick. But so then we've been letting it drain into this bucket. We have a system here where instead of crawling under the RV every time, we need to empty the black tank. we just open the thing. It comes in here into this 5-gallon bucket that I then take and I dump it into this 30-gallon. Well, there's definitely some solids in there, but not excessive. I would have guessed should be more than that. But anyhow, and so we dump it into this 30-gallon, and then I run it down to the sewer system. I need to hook up the electric to it yet, but we can dump it into the system. So, anyhow, exciting stuff on the homestead. So I'm
Time
opening
for
these
round two.
clamps, Father. I normally use a fern, what's called a fern coat, which is all rubber for this kind of stuff, but the hardware only had one of those, but they had two of this style. And this style is for sewer, what does it say? This is a no-hub coupling by Ace, and it says for sewer or drain use only. And that's because this probably isn't approved for pressure situations. So since this is not a pressure situation, supposedly it should work. So I'm trying to get these clamps open a little further because it's a tight fit and they're not going, and I don't have my nut driver here. So let's see if that'll go on there yet. Let's see here, I can probably loosen it up with this. This should do it. Well, if you can get on it, it's too big. There we go. Now I can probably do it by hand a little. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Let's see if that's enough to. Well, that's almost. I'm going to back out of here and have more. Don't throw this. That cut is kind of crooked, so I'm hoping this goes on there okay. There we go. Let's see here. Just for lubrication to get it to go over that rubber. Now my hand's all.
So big.
Oh, look at that. There's a rag right here for me. That's nice. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing to slide into place. There, it started.
Yeah, pass me.
That's only because we have soap on that. Otherwise, I'd have been fighting it. Now this next one's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Even harder than this
It's
one.
the angle. Fit that angle, and it was cut crooked.
Yeah. And it's
At least that has started. And I need to try to get it to go down a little further. And then loosen this up a little bit here. Maybe if I find a little screwdriver, I can kind of. Okay.
The moral to the story is, once it's cleaned out, use whatever products and lots of water so you keep it running.